Hello, everyone. This is Jo Heffner, and I'm going to read you part of my book, Tainted Seas, My Sailor's Story. And why am I doing this today? This is a part I never read before, and it's from the chapter 17 called Vroom. And I'm doing this in honor of our son Christopher because today is our Christopher's birthday. Now, Bud wasn't supposed to be home when Christopher was born. He was supposed to be out to sea. But due to an engine failure, the ship sort of hobbled into port, and every day we kind of worried that he wouldn't be there long enough to have the baby. So anyway, this is from chapter 17, and the chapter's name is called Vroom. So this part, Chris, goes out to you. Happy birthday, son. So here we go. While the ship was in the shipyard for engine repairs, there was little for the men to do. Each morning, Bud reported to an office assigned to do paperwork, but soon was home again. The repairs repeatedly finished, only to be found lacking, and Bud was home for longer than expected. Thanks, Bud said as I picked him up for the umpteenth time from the pier. Still not ready to go. Everyone's working to get the engine running, but no luck. Are you sure you didn't throw a wrench into the engine? I teased. As he pulled the car door shut, he laughed. I thought about it, doll, but I'd be the one who got caught. Meanwhile, we worried that each day would be the last, that the ship would leave, but luck was on our side. I went into labor in the middle of a miniature golf game with Bud and Gregory. For days, Bud's headaches had wormed their way back into our daily life, and after a particularly tough one, Bud had popped a handful of aspirin and slept so hard he didn't move the entire time. He woke up with incredibly energetic and cheerful, and both my guys demanded mini golf. At hole 13, I screamed out in pain and then grabbed my back. We both knew what that meant. Bud walked me to a bench. Facing me, he took put both of his arms around my neck. I rested on my head on his shoulder, and he called out the familiar counts up to 8. Breathe in, breathe out. He repeated the count until the contraction stopped. Beneath the wave of pain, I rejoiced. My sailor would be home for the birth. Gregory blanched with fear. Bud held his little shoulders and explained, Mommy's having a baby. She'll be all right. This is what happens when a baby is born, but she's okay. Son, you take the golf clubs back. Mommy needs to go to the hospital now to have your new baby brother or sister. Time to leave. Okay, Greg? With his father's reassurance, Greg's fear evaporated, and he went to task. He grabbed the golf clubs, returned them, and then sat next to his dad, waiting for his next job. I demanded we need to get Greg to the sitter, then pick up the hospital bag. Call Dr. Edwards. He said to come in special for us. If you don't call, other doctors won't let you in the delivery room. Only Dr. Edwards will. He promised me. A sharp pain knifed at my back, and in panic, I grabbed Bud's arm. I need you. I can't do this without you. Call the doctor. His card's in my wallet with his number. Don't forget, call the... Relax, doll, Bud said. I've got this covered. He started counting calmly up to 8 with me. He repeated slowly and softly until the contraction passed. When the pain subsided, he scooped up his boy and helped me into the car. I rested my head on his shoulder as we drove to the sitter. From the back seat, little Gregory rubbed my shoulder and handed me his rag doll. Hold, buddy. Don't worry, Mom. Daddy's here. And I didn't worry. Bud was there and everything would be fine. I closed my eyes and leaned on my husband's shoulder. At the door of the hospital, an attendant awaited with a wheelchair. Quickly, he helped me into it, then pushed at top speed to the elevator, with Bud following close behind. Dr. Edwards was working his shift that night. Seeing me, he directed us right into the delivery room. On the way, the doctor threw hospital gear at Bud. While on the run, Bud dressed in the gear and stumbling as he struggled to pull it on. Nurses transferred me to the delivery table and started preparation to give birth, but a pain instantaneously swept across my body. Bud did the count with me to 8 again with me. Our baby was in a hurry. Bud barely finished saying the number 8 when the baby's head appeared. Dr. Edwards called out, "Push, Linda, push." I screamed, and as I pushed, with that one push, the baby slid into the doctor's hands. "It's a boy," the doctor declared. Gently, Bud took his son from the doctor, cut the cord, and hugged his naked boy to his chest, then held him up in the air. "God, please bless my boy." Tears flowed down his cheeks as Bud gently handed me our child. As I nursed our boy for the first time, Bud pressed his head next to mine. Christopher Hample, all 8 pounds 6 ounces of him, held the distinction of being the first child born by natural childbirth with a father in the delivery room at the Charleston, South Carolina Naval Hospital. He had all his fingers and toes, blue eyes, blonde hair, chubby pink cheeks, a button nose, and red, heart-shaped, rosy lips. And, of course, he had the Hample feet. So that's the story of Christopher's birth, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's the first time I ever read it for anybody, and in honor of Chris's birthday, I decided to share it with you. So enjoy. Happy birthday, son, and may you have many more. I'm so proud of you. All right, until next time, this is Linda Jo Heffner, the author of Tainted Seas, lindajoheffner.com, signing out for now. Thank you, and goodbye.